Hello everyone, welcome to our Wellness Wednesday live here on Planet Wellness. Today we are going to be talking about peas. However, before we do it, please say hello in the comments if you're watching live, and if you're watching on the replay, whether on this channel or on our YouTube channel, please say hashtag replay or type hashtag replay in the comments below. So over to you, Ronald.
Yes, today we've got a real good treat for you because very much underestimated legume, right? Now, a legume in French means vegetable, right? But legumes, for example, are peanuts, right? Now, you've got nuts, like you've got the almonds, you've got walnuts, pecan nuts and so on. They're nuts, but a peanut is not a nut, although they call it peanut. It's actually a legume. Likewise, peas are a legume, right? And hence it has some amazing properties, right? We know of at least 8 very definite benefits. So I'm going to start with the first one, which is probably the most beneficial. When you eat about a cup or 2 of peas, remarkable thing is that whenever I go to the supermarket or the farm market, you can either get fresh peas, right, but you've got to peel them, of course, or you can get frozen peas, which are also quite nutritional, because the way they've done the packaging of peas, the frozen peas, is very fast. They peel it within few minutes. It's in the freezer, frozen, and it can go to the supermarket, and it can pack from there in your own fridge. And it's also a very high level of nutrition kept because of that. So it's quite well processed. Now, of course, you can grow your own peas as well. Number one benefit, for 2 cups, like teacups of peas, contain a very high level of fiber. Right? Now, you've heard me say that many times. Fiber, you need 38 grams per day. Not easy to get, because you need to get 20 grams of fiber. You need about 6 bananas, 6 apples, or 6 pears, but you need about 18 fruits to get 20 grams. You need 38 grams every day to flush your colon out, your bowel. So 2 cups of peas goes a long way towards helping that fiber content. All right, that's number 1, fiber. Number 2, very, very good for the liver and the kidneys, because it's the green color. The green color is actually chlorophyll. Now, whenever you eat something green, like naturally green, not dyed green, naturally green, like peas or beans or mange tout, you are getting high level of chlorophyll. Chlorophyll, as I said, is beneficial for the filtering of the rubbish out of your kidneys, out of your liver, and so on and so on. That's number 2. Number 3, it's very good for the eyes, because for the eyes, one of the key ingredients is lutein, Lutein. The 2 best formulas is lutein and zeaxanthin. But in peas, you get a high level of lutein. So if you eat peas on a regular basis, maybe once every 2 days, that's going to help the health of your macula in the back of your eye, and will help your vision, okay? So lutein, Lutein, very rich. Number 4, it's high in potassium, right? Potassium, which is good for cramping. So if you play football in cold weather, or you play volleyball or swimming, if you eat 2 or 3 cups of peas per day, you'll get enough potassium to keep your legs not cramping, okay? So that's at least 4 benefits right there. Number 5 is it contains a high level of vitamin C. And as you know, as you can see when the weather's cold, it's about 8 or 9 degrees or less, right? So you need a lot of vitamin C to keep your lungs clear from viruses and from colds and flu, right? Especially as winter comes, you get more and more depressed in terms of nutrient level, okay? Because you don't eat, some people tend to eat more hot foods like potatoes, chips, and so on. Wrong way to do it. You need to eat peas to give you the level of nutrient level so that your immune system can go right up, okay? So very, very good for immune system. Now, another one is good for, it's got manganese. Now, If you've got hay fever, or asthma, or any chest complaint, you need to eat manganese. Now, manganese is what we call a trace mineral, right? Now, you have the macro minerals like calcium and magnesium, but manganese is a trace mineral which is very, very important for the health of the immune system. And I've actually helped people cure their hay fever fully by eating peas 1 month before the hay fever season and throughout the hay fever season, and the hay fever doesn't appear again. Right? If it does appear again for some reason, go back on the peas, 2 or 3 cups a day, especially during the 1 month before the hay fever. Take 1 or 2 cups of peas per day, quite cheap, and then eat that right throughout 2 or 3 months of hay fever season when the weather's got a lot of pollen in it, and that will help your nose to be clear of hay fever. Manganese, because of the manganese involved, okay? So, and these days it's very hard to get manganese from food. One of the rare foods that contains it is peas. So remember that, right? And you can buy a packet of peas, about a kilo, for about £2. Very good price. I mean, for this, if you suffer from hay fever and your nose is running all the time, there's nothing more painful than your nose running. You can't present, you can't talk, and you feel miserable, your nose is blocked up. 1 or 2 cups of peas 1 month before the hay fever season. Remember that for next year, probably around about March. Eat your 2 cups of peas on a regular basis. Start with at least 2 cups of peas for at least 1 week, 2 weeks, and then take it throughout the season. Now, if for some reason your hay fever doesn't come good quickly, increase the 2 cups to 3 cups, right? And then afterwards during the day, have 2 red apples. Right? That combination of peas and apples is excellent for the health of the nose, inside the nose, and your nose won't run nowhere as much, right? It will help your eyes as well, okay? Now, a couple of other things. When you eat peas, one of the best ways to eat peas is with Pontiac or Albert Bartlett potatoes, which are the red potatoes. Now, if you cook peas, leave them whole, cook them, and then you also steam some potatoes, like 2 or 3 potatoes. One of the most nutrient things you can do, especially if you can combine sweet potato, normal potatoes, Pontiac, but not white. Do not ever buy white potatoes, because white potatoes are very starchy, high level of sugar, and not good for diabetes at all. Now, diabetes can be put under control when you eat 2 cups of peas per day, 2 or 3 Pontiac or red potatoes, 1 onion, 1 garlic, and 1 bit of ginger. That's a great recipe, right? And it tastes wonderful. On a cold night, you eat warm peas, warm potato, a slice of ginger, like I said, garlic and onion, and guess what you add with it? You add extra virgin olive oil and Bragg's apple cider vinegar, and that can be a meal in itself, right? Now, if you want a meal to be more nutrient dense, you can have a slice of salmon, like red salmon, wild. That'll be your high protein and good essential fatty acids. 2 cups of peas, 2 or 3 Pontiac potatoes, and the apple cider vinegar and extra virgin olive oil and celery garon. That makes a marvelous warm meal, and you'll feel warm for 6 to 7 hours afterwards. The next morning, because of the essential fatty acids in the salmon, the lutein in the peas, and the fiber in the peas, and the fiber in the potato, you'll have about 8 to 10 hours of energy the next day from that recipe alone. All right, so I'll repeat that for you. 2 cups of peas, 2 or 3 Pontiac potatoes, which are red.
With
right?
the skin on.
With the skin on, correct. And you steam that, you don't fry it, you steam it. And then you mash it. Don't mash the peas, just mash the potatoes. And then you add 1 sliced red onion or 1 shallot, 1 clove of garlic, 1 slice of ginger, good slice, about that big, all right? Chop it up fine. Add your extra virgin olive oil, 2 tablespoons. Celery garon, teaspoon of that. Stir it all up. Put it together on your plate. Put your salmon next to it. Eat the salmon first, and then have the rest later. I'll guarantee you the next day you'll have 8 to 10 hours of amazing energy. So I hope you enjoy that, and we'll be looking forward to getting your feedback on if you tried that dish.
Okay, so just to add that with the peas, a lot of people whom I've observed, they tend to overcook the peas. So the peas, it's already quite soft and quite small. You don't really have to cook it too much.
Yes.
So make sure it retains the color while you're cooking it as well. I normally, if I'm cooking, say like something like rice, I will just add the frozen peas just for a couple of minutes maximum, because that just warms up the peas and it's already cooked anyway.
Yeah.
So you don't need to overcook the peas, or don't cook it in too high heat so that it loses its color.
Yeah, just as soft enough. Yeah, just you don't have to be like a puree. You know, you should eat the peas as complete as you can. You can mash it. You can mash it and mix it with the potatoes, but then you don't have the flavor. You know, you better have to eat the peas and the potatoes like separate, right? But you eat peas first, potato next. But the first thing you need to do, if you eat protein, if you have salmon on your plate, or some sort of fish, or meat, or chicken, or whatever, you need to eat the protein first. Right? There's two options. You can eat, so if you've got salmon, for example, or chicken, or whatever, so you can eat a whole salmon, then you eat your peas, then you eat your potato, then everything else, right? Or what you can do, you can eat half the salmon, or half the chicken, right, that you put in, and then you add the peas afterwards. You eat the peas afterwards, the potatoes and so on. Right? That's a way of digesting better. Right? Now you should never ever eat the salmon last. Eat the salmon first, because the key rule is with protein, you eat protein first. Like meat, fish, chicken, eggs, and for example, turkey.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's how you do it.
And also regards to the peas, I still prefer the frozen peas compared to the canned peas, because the canned peas, I find that they've already overcooked it.
Yes.
And there are some, you need to be careful as well, where they've actually also added green dye to it in the canned beans. I've seen it, because when you throw away the water, it actually is very green.
Yeah.
So you just need to be careful, mindful of that as well.
Very true, because a lot of times when you open a can of beans,
Peas.
Of peas, I mean, what actually happens is that they've put dye in it, and the peas actually look sick. They look like a greyish colour. So we never ever buy cans of peas.
Yeah.
We only buy frozen peas. Like Bird's Eye is a good brand, been around for a long time, and but don't overcook it. It's just a little soft enough. The best way we find to cook it is to steam the peas. Just put them above in a steamer, and just cook it enough for it to be just soft.
You're talking about 1-2 minutes maximum.
That's it. Yeah, that's it. And just do it. So if some people may have a problem with their teeth, if that's the case, you cook it for about maybe 3 or 4 minutes. Okay, that's how you do it.
Okay, so I hope you found this video useful. If you did, please give us a heart, like, care, or wow emoji, and also share your comments about peas.
Yes, exactly.
We'd love to hear from you, and we look forward to seeing you next time.
Yes.
Till then, take care. Bye-bye.